Yo, what's up, Trey? Just want to feedback with another video. Going to be talking about first night, first two nights of the NBA playoffs. Um, right now, the Kings and the Golden State Warriors in the third quarter. Kings are winning. Obviously, you guys will know that. But I'm gonna talk about the first games. I've been able to talk about the first games. I've been doing stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna make this. I'm sorry. I gotta. Should I turn it off? No, I'm gonna keep it on, but I gotta focus. So we're gonna talk about the first night of the NBA playoffs. So the first game of Saturday night, Saturday afternoon, was the Brooklyn Nets and the Philadelphia 76ers. Now, obviously, they're in Philly, 3-6. It was a good game. It was a fun game. I could feel the playoff intensity. I could feel the crowd, feel the pressure. Mikal Bridges had a good game up until about the fourth quarter where it started dipping down. Embiid had a good game. Wasn't didn't dominate like I thought he would. Down the stretch he did, but throughout the entire game I thought he could have played a little bit better. Um, James Harden had a really good game. I think he had 6 or 7 threes. He had 13 assists or something like that. So he had a really good game. Tyrese Maxey didn't have the best game. Paul Reed was the guy of the night. He really showed out with some handles, with some rebounding, with some defense. So Paul Reed at that backup center while Joel Embiid takes a rest was really good. I didn't know who they were going to play. Were they going to play Dwayne Dedman? Were they going to play Montrezl Harrell? But no, they played Paul Reed out of DePaul, and he played amazing. He played really good. A bright spot again for the Brooklyn Nets. Like I said earlier, Mikal Bridges. He was a 3 and D. He was a prominent 3 and D guy, probably one of the best 3 and D players in the league. And he got traded to Brooklyn. And he's been more than that. He's been able to go off the dribble, been able to catch and shoot. Obviously, play defense, and still he's been giving you 20 plus points per game since he got into Brooklyn. So him being behind Chris Paul, Devin Booker, and even sometimes DeAndre Ayton, and now Kevin Durant's over there. Obviously, he wouldn't have been behind Kevin Durant because he was traded for him. But being behind those 2 to 3 guys, every once in a while, be behind those 3 guys, but mainly behind those 2 guys, he really couldn't show his true potential. And now that he's in Brooklyn, I wouldn't even say a smaller market. He's in Brooklyn, he's in New York, so it's a bigger market. But they have no expectations. They got no expectations, so it's gonna be a little easier to do something. But I would love to see next year him take a big step. Cam Johnson to take another big step. Hopefully they can re-sign some of those guys because this is actually a really fun team. This is a really fun team. They got Spencer Dinwiddie, and this is the thing. I don't know why Cam Thomas is not getting no minutes. I get he's a 6'3" 2, doesn't play a lot of defense, but he gets you buckets. He had 4 to 5 40-point games this year, and you're not playing him. Why are you not playing him, Jock Vaughn? You're not playing him at all, and he's giving you 40 points per game. Not points per game. He's giving you 4 to 5 40 pieces, and you're still refusing to play him. They got Dinwiddie. Simmons is not playing, which I like Simmons. I hope he comes back to what he was before. At least a shell of what he was before. Get traded, maybe even get bought out. Go to a team where you don't have Kevin Durant, you don't got Kyrie. Obviously, you didn't have him this year, but by the time they were traded, he was pretty much injured and he was pretty much done with this year. Get bought out, get traded, whatever. Go to another team where you don't really have that. Next year, you're not going to have that expectation. You're not going to have that expectation of being Defensive Player of the Year, being All Star, being a starter. You can either, depends on what team you go to, come off the bench, play a nice little role off the bench, or if they need you to start, you can start. Whether you get traded or you sign there for the minimum so you can prove your worth. Obviously, you're going to get most of that money that you signed for. But the sad thing is, Ben Simmons is only like 26, 27. That's the bad part. 25, 26, 27. Around that age. He's still relatively young. And to him have all these back problems, these knee problems, these foot problems, it's kind of tough. Because I think he would be a key part in this series. But I'm not talking about Ben Simmons right now. I'm talking about the playoffs. And the next game was the New York Knicks and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, this was a really, really good game. Obviously, Darius Garland, Jared Allen, Isaac Okoro. There was a couple guys in that lineup. I think Cedi Osman might have played with the 2018 Cavs with LeBron. There were a couple, like Darius Garland, Evan Mobley, the two big guys. You can tell they were nervous. tell they had some nerves because this is the first playoff game. They played in the play-in last year, but that's not the playoffs. I think they play tomorrow. I think they'll be a lot better. I think Darius Garland will be what he was all year, and Evan Mobley be the defensive player of the year. They were just letting Julius Randle have it. They were letting Jalen Brunson just have it. Josh Hart was grabbing them boards. But I definitely think Darius Garland and Evan Mobley are going to be a lot better this upcoming game in Game 2. They need to be better. Darius Garland needs to be that 20 and 10 plus guy. Evan Mobley needs to be that Tim Duncan type guy. Gets 15, 16 points, grabs them boards, and plays that great defense. Donovan Mitchell's going to play Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell's going to be Donovan Mitchell. I'm not worried about Donovan Mitchell at all. Donovan Mitchell's going to get you buckets. He's going to give you 30 plus points per game throughout probably this entire playoffs, unless Darius Garland decides to give you 40. And then even then, Darius Garland or Donovan Mitchell might give you a really good game as well. He's never been the type to have a really stinker. But I do think I still got the Cavs. I'm not overreacting in these game ones. I'm just talking about what I saw. I'm talking about what I think that these teams can do better, and that's Darius Garland and Evan Mobley not being nervous. Game 2, game 1 they got their nerves. They got their nerves out. Game 2, I think this is where they both have really good games and they play like they're the players that they were. Because on some of the shots, I could tell Darius Garland was a little nervous to miss them. Evan Mobley playing a little bit of defense, kind of a little bit not I wouldn't say scared, but a little iffy to do what he normally does. I think this next game he's gonna assert his dominance on the defensive end. Same with Jared Allen. Jared Allen's been in the playoffs multiple times before, but I think him, Evan Mobley, Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, I think they'll play a lot better than they did the other night. The next game I want to say was the Atlanta Hawks and the Boston Celtics. Again, I damn near got Celtics in 4. I think Trae Young, DeJounte Murray can give you a really good game. Just one. It ain't going to be much. I think this team will be a lot better next year. It'll be a lot better next year. They'll have the chemistry. They'll have the. I'm trying to think of this. I can't think of this word. But they'll have that chemistry, in order to win. Hopefully, to do a lot better than they did this year. But yeah, I got Boston. They did their thing. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Derek White played a really big part in that. Trae Young didn't play bad. He just shot bad. And then DeJounte Murray didn't play. DeJounte Murray did have a good game now that I think about it. He had a pretty decent game. But yeah, and then the final game, Golden State, Sacramento. Golden State, Sacramento, that was a game, bro. That was a game. And I loved it. I loved the game. I didn't get to watch it to its entirety. I watched the first half, and then I watched like the last 7 minutes because I was somewhere watching it, and then I had to leave. And then when I saw that it was a really close game, I turned it on while I was driving and I was listening to it, so I didn't get to watch it. But up until then, it looked like the Warriors were going to take game 1. The Sacramento Kings, I thought that were going to be a little nervous. I thought, well, De'Aaron Fox, Malik Monk, Keegan Murray, a bunch of those guys, I thought they were going to be a little nervous playing in the playoffs for the first time. But De'Aaron Fox and Malik Monk weren't. Both dropped 30-point games in their playoff debut. They played really good defense, really good down the stretch. De'Aaron Fox showed that he's the clutchest player and the fastest player in the NBA right now. Only people they really have to stop De'Aaron Fox is Gary Payton II and I'd say Andrew Wiggins. But even them, they're not fast enough. And you can tell Andrew Wiggins was, I don't want to say nervous, but he had that rust. He had that rust, though, because this is the first game he's played in 2.5-3 months. And it's the playoffs. And this is against a really good team. Like I said in the last video, this is a team you do not want to sleep on. The Sacramento Kings can mess around and they can make a finals run. They can mess around and make the finals, bro. They have that good of a team. De'Aaron Fox, with how clutch he has been, Domantas Sabonis being the third best center in the league, Keegan Murray being a great 3-and-D player, Harrison Barnes being a great 3-and-D player, Kevin Huerter being a great 3-and-D player, and someone that those three can also get you your own bucket if you absolutely need them to. And then you have Malik Monk coming off the bench. You have Trey Lyles, who's having a career year. Alex Len is playing pretty damn good. So you have a deep squad. You have a really good team. You just gotta hope there's no injuries, and you gotta hope you get the best road to the playoffs. You don't play. I mean, either team you face, it's going to be a tough matchup. You're going to face no. You'd be facing Memphis or the Lakers. Sorry. I for some reason thought that they'd play either Phoenix or the Clippers, but that would be Denver playing the Phoenix Suns or Clippers. On to my next game. I'm not gonna go in order because I don't remember the order. Okay, so it was the Lakers and the Memphis Grizzlies. Now, Ja Morant might not play. He did something to his wrist, his hand, and you Lakers fans caught a break again. Caught another break. Ja Morant might not play. Steven Adams is still out. Brandon Clark's going to be out probably even next year. That's 3 key rotational players. That's 2 starters and a 6-man for the Memphis Grizzlies that might not play. 2 of them will not play game 2. 1 of them might not play. I'm not sure what Ja Morant's status is. I hope he does play, but yeah, the Lakers might catch a break. But they didn't play bad. Austin Reeves took over. Rui Hachimura took over. They had a really, really good game. It's just the Grizzlies. I truly don't think Austin Reeves and Rui Hachimura are going to win you another game, and I don't think they're gonna. I don't think they're going to combine for 50-plus points again. I don't think it's going to happen. I think Austin Reeves can still have a good game. I think Rui Hachimura can have another good game, but I don't think they're going to have a 30-point game. And I don't think Austin Reeves is going to have a 25-plus point per game with the clutch shots he made down the stretch. I just don't see it. If it happens, I'm not a hater. If it happens, it happens. I'm not tripping about it. I am not tripping about it. It is what it is. I don't care who wins. I do have some money on the line for a couple of these series, but that's it. I don't care who wins. I'm a fan. I'm watching the game. I'm analyzing the game, and I'm talking about the game. That's all I'm doing. So if I sound a little biased, I'm sorry, but I do have a little bit of money, but I do still have the Grizzlies. I now have the Grizzlies in 6 because I think the Lakers will get 1 more. But if they win Game 2, hey, the Lakers might win, but I'm not changing my pick. I still got the Grizzlies. I still think they have the better team. I think they still do got the better team. Next series would probably be Milwaukee. No, Milwaukee. It was damn, can't remember. But Milwaukee, Miami. Giannis gets hurt. Tyler Hero gets hurt. Miami wins. I don't really have to say nothing. Jimmy Butler had a really good game. Gabe Vincent had a good game. That's all I gotta say. It was injuries. Giannis got hurt, then Tyler Hero got hurt. Tyler Hero's gonna be out the rest of the playoffs. Giannis, don't know his status. Bucks lost. I mean, there's nothing else I can really say about that. There's really nothing else I can say. And I didn't watch it to its entirety because I was driving. Blah blah blah. But also, now Minnesota, Denver. Jokic tore them apart, and Jamal Murray fed off of it. Jamal Murray fed off of Jokic tearing Rudy Gobert and Karl Anthony Towns a new one. They didn't play good. I like Towns' aggressiveness, but when it comes to physicality, he's just not. When Karl Anthony Towns feels like he's getting physically hit, physically touched, it kind of doesn't seem like he knows what he's doing when it comes to physicality. He loses the ball. He tries going up for a weak shot. He tries drawing the foul. And in the playoffs, some of these are not going to fall. You've been in the playoffs twice now. The first time, you were soft as hell against Clint Capella. The second time, you really didn't do nothing either. So, I mean, when are we going to talk? I mean, I love Karl Anthony Towns. I love his game. He's funny. He's cool. He seems like a cool guy. He's been going through a lot the past couple years. But when are we going to talk about how Karl Anthony Towns might not be? I'm not saying he can't be a starting quality center. I'm not saying that. But when are we going to start talking about him being a third fiddle on a championship team? Anthony Edwards is your number 1 right now. When are we going to talk about Karl Anthony Towns being a number 3? And some nights being a number 2, or some nights being a number 1 when he's hitting it. Or, not saying he's soft or nothing, but stop being soft in the playoffs and stop being soft in the paint. When you are pure muscle, like if anyone is pure muscle in the league, you, Westbrook, and LeBron are pure muscle in this league. And I'd say Paul George too. All 4 of you guys are like pure muscle. there's from 0 to 5% body fat on you, and you're being soft in the paint with all that muscle. Come on now, stop letting these guys bitch you around. Stop letting them do that, bro. I love Karl-Anthony Towns. I love watching him play. But he got to stop being soft when it comes to the playoffs and stop being soft when it comes to being in when it comes to the paint area. And then the next. Did I talk about all the games? I don't even know. I don't remember. I talked about. Oh, another game I got money on. Phoenix, L.A. Kawhi had a really good game. Kevin Durant had a really good game. Devin Booker had a really good game. Westbrook did not shoot well, but down that stretch, he locked up. He locked up. Kevin Durant, Chris Paul, Devin Booker, none of them was scoring on Russell Westbrook. Now this would be an even better series if Paul George comes back for Game 2. If Paul, it might not happen, but if Paul George comes back for Game 2, oh man, this is gonna be a fun series. Honestly, I'm not saying it's not gonna be, but if Kawhi plays like Kawhi, Westbrook plays how he played yesterday, except shoot a little better, and Paul George plays like playoff P, this might be a sweep. I'm saying it. It may be a sweep if Kawhi, Westbrook, and Paul George all play to their caliber. But then again, Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, Chris Paul, DeAndre Ayton, they will come out and play. So a sweep is a stretch. I think 6 games is the lowest this series is gonna go. But if Westbrook is locking up Kevin Durant and Devin Booker on those final possessions, y'all need Chris Paul to step up in those clutch plays, bro. You need Chris Paul to step up in crunch time. If Devin Booker's getting clamped up like he did on that last possession by Russell Westbrook getting blocked and then it going out of bounds on Devin Booker, oh man. And then that pass to Terrence Mann down the court where he just goes up and dunks it with like 15 seconds to go. Oh man, bro. Oh man. It's gonna be trouble, but I do want this to be a good series. I want it to be a long series. I want Paul George to come back. But man, this series is gonna be fun whether Paul George plays or not. If Paul George plays, it's gonna be a lot better. But man, oh man, is this series gonna be good? I think this series determines who wins the championship. Phoenix Suns make it out, I think they win. The Clippers make it out as long as Paul George comes back healthy. I think they win. Congratulations to Jaren Jackson Jr. winning Defensive Player of the Year. I recorded my awards video and I just can't find it. I don't know where it is. So I gotta find it or I gotta make it again. I gotta make another one. It'd be perfectly fine if I gotta make another one, but just know I did have Jaren Jackson Jr. win Defensive Player of the Year. So congratulations to him. And yeah, that's gonna be it. Please like, comment, subscribe. Peace.